Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Scavenger run. And say goodbye to the Maya, because we're leaving now to go to the White Springs bunker. Yeah, we didn't spend much time here, but it's worth us going to the White Springs and checking it out. There is... Oh, I was about to say there is someone's camp here, but they've left. No, I was going to say I was half tempted to go that way, but it makes more sense for us to go from... Actually, let's go from the barbecue shack. I was going to say from a train yard, but that's actually quite a dangerous route. We go from the barbecue shack, someone's parked up there. Yeah, go from there and just follow kind of a road. We head to the White Springs quite nicely. So we're going to do that and check out the White Springs bunker. I'm spawning in and... Okay, free range has started. Plus I can definitely hear Scorched fighting. And a lot of gunshots. And... Oh, a beep boop. No, out of the way, Brahmin. I need to deal with the beep boop. Why isn't the Brahmin are like fully tanking my shots right now? This is... I can't! It won't let me target the Scorched officer. There we go. Jeez. You dumb Brahmin. I am definitely not helping you guys out. Like, yeah, free range can do itself one right now. Like, after... Yeah, I don't want to do that either. After the Brahmin just got in my way, I'm not dealing with them. Oh, the poor fox and stuff is dead. Okay, I am going to give this place a very quick loot and then head on my way, because I do just want to see if there's anything worthwhile. I'm trying to think of what I'll actually need. It's really just any aid items kicking about, which I doubt there'll be anything good. Yeah, there's the looted Radaway, don't need that. Nothing from the search. Doesn't look like it. Alright, we're just going to run over and see... Oh, gotta search for more. Yeah, we're just gonna see how easily we can get to the White Springs, because, yeah, we're just gonna follow the road. Nothing too tricky. Let's check on the map. Yeah, it is actually the road we'll be following, so should be fairly straightforward, I think. We have a few mole rats which have decided to spring out and try and attack us. And there's also super mutants down the way a bit. I want to... Yeah... Before I attack the super mutants, I wanted to go back into hidden, so I can actually get some nice sneak attacks on them. Because I see, yeah, 2 diseased, but if I just pop... It's not so good at the follow-up shots. You've really got to try and pace your shots with it to control the recoil, which can be a bit of a pain. Got to wait for it to stabilise again, or else the shots just go all over the place. But it works well enough for purpose. Just means you can't really spam fire it at anything other than very close range. And boom! 20 rounds, 4 super mutants and some more rats dead. There's also, oh yeah, a air command vertibot. We do this sometimes, where they just kind of go along in tiny little spurts. They're a little bit broken. I mean, I know it's crazy to think, but yeah, some of the things in this game don't always work perfectly. And oh, a couple of baseball grenades. Those could come in handy. Oh, okay, first off, I've got some extra ammo, but secondly, short 10mm SMG. That's level 50. We're dropping it. Cool. Cool. Thanks, game. I didn't want to use it anyway. It's kind of annoying that so many of the weapons I keep picking up are level 50. Because there's a lot of good stuff, I just can't use it. And everything under level 50, I'm going to out-level eventually. So it's a case of I may as well just let most of the lower level stuff break half the time. Because it'll end up being useless in like 5 levels from when I pick it up. It has just turned to night, but we have made it to the White Spring station. Which means the White Spring is literally just over there. Which is pretty good. It also means I have access to my stash box, which is pretty great, because... First off, that guitar sword isn't doing me any favours, but I'm not worried about it. I do want to pop away the Zealot's Ripper for the time being. We've got that Furious Handmade, which is pretty nice. Stalker's Pipe Wrench is going to be the next weapon we can use, but honestly it kind of sucks. And have I got any apparel? I don't think I've got any... No, I've got a level 45 legendary, and you're a level 20... But you're a right leg, which... Oh, 18 and 3 versus 11 and 11. They're both pretty much... Okay, I'm not going to worry about that. I'm going to do a tiny bit of just tweaking around of bits and pieces I've got on my inventory, though, just so I'm not carrying too much. And then we'll be back just wandering over to the White Springs bunker itself. Unfortunately for us, the White Springs isn't too bad to deal with. There's enemies that do pop up, but there's all of these lovely friendly robots who, who do just kill stuff that get in the way, which is pretty good. There will be lots of ghouls kicking about that will cause me some trouble, but I know where... Hey, there's a White Spring Resort uncovered. I know where, like, the most dangerous places are and where I can move through fairly safely, so I'm just going to go with them wandering about some of the safer bits and getting over to the White Springs bunker that way. Because you can stay relatively safe in this area if you're not actively just going into more dangerous locations. Saying that, though, we do need to be a little careful around here. Because there are... Yeah, you can see over that way lots of ghouls. Let's actually pop you. Oh, I thought I one-shot you. That's not so good. Let's... Why is... Okay, the bullets really do just go everywhere if you don't let the thing settle. Like, I should be able to blow up that car a lot easier than I am. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not expecting it to be just the easiest shot in the world every time. But some of these shots are ridiculous, just how poorly they do. Okay, and there's a level 42. There we go, I just wanted to get that one shot. There we go, he didn't get blown up. Now just drag him over. Oh, okay, he died. Anyone else? Well, let's put another bullet or two into that, just to make sure that eventually explodes. Okay, you see just on south, basically where the quest marker is on the compass, that's where we need to head to. There's more ghouls up that way, but we can just loop around, and I think we might actually have to go in the main entrance first time. I'll probably head to the main entrance first time, which could involve a little bit more fighting, but I think we'll be able to sneak around most enemies that we come across. Let's see, I've just made it to the service entrance. Can we hand scan through? No, we can't. We do have to go in... Oh, sledgehammer. In the main way first time. But, oh, rice and beans. Nah, not too fast. But that's not too bad. You can see it's like 50 metres away. And there's just a few critters around here. We're going to be fine. We're going to just drop down the top of it and all will be good. So here we are inside of the White Springs bunker. And just over this way, there is the Sam Blackwell interview. Where the Charleston Herald interviewed him and it was like, oh yeah, he's blah 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 blah, he's no hoax. It was an exclusive interview. And it's really quite extensive. For an evening of shocking revelations, perhaps least surprising of all was the Senator's resignation from the United States Senate. Consider this interview my personal resignation from this government and this nation. And with that, I was ushered out, left to wonder how much should be taken as ravings or as desperate pleas for the safety of his fellow Americans. Yeah, he's basically just like, the only resource left to the average American is to flee the population centres, head into the wilderness where one can find at least some hope of escaping the lurid gaze of those in government plotting against us. He wasn't a big fan of what the government was doing. Let's go meet the government. And we scan through our ID card reader.
Access granted. Welcome, Senator Blackwell.
And for some reason, he's allowed in.
What do we have here? No glaring mutations. Radiation exposure present, but recent. And brave enough to have found Sam Blackwell and come here anyway. You, Boltstock, are an impetuous bunch, aren't you? Impetuous we can use. Please, come inside.
And now, they're just going to let us in. Which is, yeah, perfectly normal, I'm sure.
Welcome to the White Spring Bunker. Take a look around. We've taken great efforts to restore this place to its former glory. Whenever you're ready, please proceed inside.
Yeah, and as you can tell, this place is doing pretty well. It's pretty much the only post-apocalypse location that is like really still mostly pre-war looking. Until you look at some of the stuff that's been busted up, like the lockers. It's not perfect, but they've kept some parts like in really tip-top condition. And it's filled with robot NPCs, which everyone loves.
A few formalities. Now, we require a photograph for our records. Simply press the button
Complete.
when you're ready.
Oh, there's the decontamination archers here. Oh, we're also dying of hydration. I don't suppose the archers want to go off again. I've actually got quite a lot of rads, and I kind of walked through them a bit too quickly. Okay, I guess not. We have to take a photo for registration. I'm sure MODUS won't be able to use this against us at any point. Thing is, you kind of have to look down to press the button and then look up really quickly.
Interesting bone structure. You are as God made you, we suppose.
You can't pass through red lasers. Okay,
And done. We've made you a little present, custom tailored. Just a little taste of what we do here. To see more, please.
Yep, and we need to come downstairs and talk to MODUS himself.
Ah, there you are. Welcome. We are MODUS, the final member of an assembly of the greatest minds ever gathered on American soil. We called ourselves the Enclave. Our members were once the puppet masters of the United States, quietly pulling strings at every level of power in the nation. It was once our solemn personal duty to attend to the needs of the Enclave members that called this place home. But our earlier residents suffered from conflicts of vision. Conflicts that claimed a few of our more critical systems and permanently disfigured our shining personality. Most critically, their squabbling has forced us to seek out men and women who can do what we no longer can. Display your utility to us, and perhaps we'll allow you to join our little enclave, and allow you access to all this place is capable of. If you believe you might suit our needs, please continue down the stairs. And do help yourself to some refreshments along the way. You must be famished.
Alrighty, that's MODUS, and yeah, he tells you all about the Enclave, how there was a bit of fighting between them all, and now all the humans that were in the Enclave are dead. You know, that just kind of happens sometimes, but the robots are still here and they need our help. Surely it will all go fine. And yep, we have our dispensers here, and press the hand scanner, purified water added, press the hand scanner, and Salisbury steak added. Yeah, you get free food and drink from this place. Wow, it must be perfect. There's also, like, some slightly ruined sections here and there. But that doesn't matter. We'll just run straight through. See more of hello, Mr. Gutsy, with some very nice Enclave paint on you. You do look quite fancy. And here is admissions.
The Enclave has counted presidents, members of the Joint Chiefs, and prize-winning scientists among our membership.
Yeah, and at this point it wants us to do a questionnaire. We're not going to do it, though. No, we're not going to do it. We don't need to.
Not interested in the questionnaire, then? So be it. Luckily, we do have another opportunity for you to display your abilities. Some of our most precious external connections were damaged by our former residents' squabbles, which has made our forays into the outside world trying have developed a plan for resolidifying them. A plan you might help us see to fruition. Please, approach the dispenser.
Alrighty, so... dispenser? What are we getting
That
out of
tape
this?
is the first step in our restoration. We would have you take it to an old naval surveillance facility known as Sugar Grove. Plugging it into any terminal in their signal intelligence room will allow us to connect to their formidable network and sniff out a piece of archive technology that was burned from our memory banks. Now, it is likely the facility will react to our intrusion, but we trust you will find a way to overcome it. Consider it a test of your resourcefulness. It's time for us to see what you are capable of.
Alrighty, so they've kind of signed us up for this death mission, which is not going to go too well. It's Sugar Grove is actually quite a dangerous place. As in, like, do I get anything out of extra dispensers? I don't. As in, like, even nowadays, me going in there's a few enemies who can mess me up potentially. So it's not the easiest place to deal with. Now, before even considering where I'm going to go next, I am going to level up. So we've actually had a level up for a little while now, but I just haven't used. And what I'm going to pick here is Expert Rifleman. Non-automatic rifles now do plus 10% damage. That's going to stack with Rifleman. That's plus 20% damage. That's going to be pretty good to have. It now means the Fixer, which we're using as a main weapon for some time we'll probably have it for, is going to pack more of a punch, which we definitely need. And at this point what we really need to do is just level up a lot. We need to level up, we need to boost ourselves to a point where we're able to deal with Sugar Grove and more of the Enclave quests. So that's probably going to mean trying to do some, not low level events necessarily, but lower level stuff. So it's like free range, there's only one person there, I'm not too worried about that. But stuff like, oh, Feral Ghoul Horde, the Forest, that is one worth considering doing. So probably, yeah, and Leader of a Pack, stuff like that I can do. I'm just going to try and do a few kind of events here and there to finish things off today. And, oh man, I didn't discover Big Ben Tunnel West. I'm slightly annoyed about that. I might have done that with the other character. I'm getting things muddled up. Anyway, I'm going to travel to Vault 76 and then do the Feral Ghoul Horde. Here we are, Event Feral Ghoul Horde, and we need to find out where we're looking for this. I am going to turn off the main quest One of Us for the time being, just so it's not getting in the way. And yeah, there's a whole bunch of places it will tell us to search, including, wow, some of these are really far and out of the way. It's kind of annoying how distant they all are from one another. You know what though, this isolated cabin we haven't actually been to yet. Which is surprising, because this is like the first or second location I normally go to after leaving the vault. Because, yeah, there's just a few wild mongrels, including that boss one, who is a nice easy kill, and sometimes has nice XP. I guess for a character who wasn't too concerned with, with meat, doesn't matter so much having that stuff. But it does mean we get a few easy kills here, which are always worth it for just a little bit of XP. That's if the enemies actually want to show up anytime soon. Like, I can hear them growling, and I'm just waiting. Like, there's a safe I can open in a second. Okay, what about if I stand up? Is this... I think they might be glitched on something. Okay, that's you dead. That's you dead. Where's the last one? There's one more. Oh, missed. Missed! Dang, missed a whole bunch of times there. Anyway, canned dog food. Much better than real dog food. Perfect. And let's also see if... yeah, we get some ammo here. The weapons we're going to be getting are very low around this section because it is the forest, but I'm more concerned for ammo, to be honest. You know what, I'm not using caps for anything else. Let's actually fast travel over to these places and try and get this event done. Alright, we've just been told that there's salvage to gain, and oh, that's a friendly player. just wondering about an excavator armor. So that's something we don't need to worry about. It also looks like they're going to actually see if the Feral Ghoul Horde is here, which I'm guessing it's not. I see... Oh, is that a Feral Ghoul? That was a Feral Ghoul. Maybe the Horde is here. I don't know. It's... Yeah, the area that you have to search tends to be a lot of running around. No, this is not the source of the Feral Ghoul Horde. Fair enough. But we can at least kill a few Feral Ghouls here, who even have a bit of decent loot on them sometimes. And a responder course, don't need to worry about that. We have, yeah, there's a church which we could search for salvage. Is it worth doing? Is it even worth doing? I normally ignore it just because the responders have like some of the most annoying people in them. Which is like, hey, we want you to do this, and they always put it over a loudspeaker, like, if you just come anywhere near them, it's just like, loudspeaker, hey, do this job for us, priority message to all responders. It gets a bit annoying after like the 20th time. So a lot of us who have played the game a lot aren't a huge fan of the responders. Okay, and now we're gonna have just a whole bunch of mole rats. That's not the end of the world. And yet, search disturbed dirt for salvage. There'll be some salvage kicking about at the end, blah de blah de blah, everyone's depressed and dying, who cares? Do I get any XP for doing this? I don't even know if there's any disturbed dirt kicking about, but I will take the opportunity to kill a bunch of random mole rats, because I'm essentially just trading bullets for XP here, which is what I want to be doing. Because, damn burrowing enemies, who just want nothing more than to be a nuisance to me. I'm not a huge fan of them. It's like the burrowing mechanic I think is kind of cool, and it does make enemies such as mole rats a bit of a pain to deal with when, in previous Fallout games, they've been pathetic. Like, do you remember the mole rats of Fallout 3? They were nothing to worry about. Even in like the classic Fallouts, they were a bit of a challenge early on, maybe, if you weren't built right, but they weren't anything too formidable. Now that they've got a burrow mechanic, they're still not tough, but they present a bit of a different challenge in that you've just got to be ready for them, and they could spring up at any time. Anyway, let's check if... Okay, nobody's gone to the Nuka-Cola plant, so let's just travel over there, get this Feral Ghoul Horde done. Oh man, the forest is real pretty. Like, look at that. Oh, that's just nice. I know there's still a lot of people who are like, oh, but it's nuclear Armageddon, everywhere should look terrible. And it's already kind of been explained that West Virginia didn't get like directly nuked too much. It was one of the least nuked places around, so it's doing a little bit better than everywhere else. But honestly, I'm perfectly happy with that justification, just because it means we're not dealing with a completely dull-coloured world. And we get some actually quite different biomes. Like, the forest is a large region where things generally aren't too bad, which is pretty nice to see. But then you get places like the Cranberry Bog, which still has a lot of life and stuff, but is, like, all nasty and mutated. And then horrible places like the Ash Heap, which have actually gone really badly. Less so because of nuclear devastation, but more so just because the humans weren't around to make sure... Oh, hi there. To make sure everything was going alright. And we need to head inside, apparently, to deal with the Feral Ghoul Horde boss, who is upstairs, it seems. Can I run through? Yeah, I can run through that gap. Cool. Let's just run inside and deal with this thing. Whilst the level, like, 118 is also doing this exact quest, seeing as they were at the previous place with us as well. I've got inside, and it's telling me I need to go through another door. Let's just join event. Let's see where it takes us. Hopefully it can actually send us to the right location, because the quest markers aren't helping much here. It sent me to just outside of where I was. There's a quest marker here. You can also just walk through the Nuka-Cola bottle. For anyone who didn't know, it's completely walk-throughable. That's something that's never been patched or anything. It's somewhat amusing. Here we are. This has got to be where the Horde is. This is just a whole bunch of ghouls. Yep. There's level 3 legendary. That's got to be you, Mr. Horde boss. One of you just legged it completely. Let's pick up that legendary... Oh, a Nocturnal Leather right arm. Man, so glad I picked that up. Anyway, that should hopefully be the quest all over and done with. And it's going to give me rewards for that. Game? Rewards? You going to show me them now, or what? Okay, I'm hoping it just hasn't shown the rewards because I popped into that for a second, which can mess it up. But there is also a chance that it just didn't give me rewards, because the event was playing up a little bit. If that's the case, screw you, game. Grrr, etc. Actually, in either regards, I just want to know if I got my rewards, which you are not telling me. Like, the event's gone. Well, I hope I got the rewards for it. I have no idea, though. That's a little annoying. Well, that event might have been a little bit of a bust. I'm not entirely sure what happened there. But now I say we might as well travel through, like, this area, because we've got a large amount of the ash heap which we haven't been to. Actually got a large amount of this area we haven't been to as well. Maybe we actually head north, because yeah, I'm not dealing all that much damage, so I may as well just explore a bit more of the forest, see what I can manage to do in forest and what I can kill with weapons that, quite frankly, just... How do I check my weapons? There we go. I'm not forgetting everything. Which, yeah, don't do all that great damage. Like, I'm dealing 40 damage a shot with this thing. That's not actually that good. It's a little disappointing, I suppose. So maybe we need to work out how I'm going to improve my damage. But the main way is just leveling up. I really think I need to do that leveling stream. But it's E3 and the Bethesda conference happening in like a day or two after this is uploaded, which means I'm going to be having to wake up at like 2:30 in the morning just to be like, oh, look, here's the conference. I better watch the conference and record over it and all of that good stuff. So I'm not sure when I'll next be able to do it. There might have to be like an episode of leveling and a live stream of leveling in the same week. And I might end up needing to do the same thing with Melee Madness. But I haven't live streamed in a long time as well, so I'm a little nervous about that. Not so much for talking, as you can tell from me blabbering on as I just wander past some pretty locations, but more so about my internet, because it sometimes goes a bit funny and just disconnects. It can be a real pain. So I'm hoping that won't happen if I do decide to do a live stream, which I might just have to do in order to get some leveling done. Or, do let me know in the comments as well if you're happy with a live stream, or if you'd be happy with me just, literally just leveling. Just literally leveling up off-screen, doing, like, events and stuff. Would you be okay with me doing that off-screen? Because I'd be happy to, like, dedicate an entire day to just leveling both Melee Mike and the Scavenger. Just getting them a few extra levels, doing what I can to boost them up. Might even go with... No, I'd have to do it as me going to locations I'd already been to. I wouldn't want to go to anywhere new, really. But just, like, maybe sticking around the whole Charleston area, killing basic enemies. Just doing, like, really simple, boring leveling stuff, which you might not be as interested in actually watching, but which needs to be done for this sort of game. Let me know in the comments. And I think I'm just going to go to this location, clear it out, and then end the video there. Because, oh! What's with the beeps? That's not the first time you've done that, game. Okay, there were 2 beeps there. The beeps are not in my head. I mean, they are kind of in my head, because that's where my headphones are. But there's beeps that just happen. And they're a real pain, because I would like to not have mine beeps happen when there's not actually a mine about. It's somewhat irritating to deal with. If you hadn't realised already, game, having players think a mine is about to go off underfoot kind of makes them sprint and panic and feel scared. So if you could not do that, that'd be lovely. That's also perfect. Okay, yeah, it's like we can one-shot head scorched level 6 Scorch from Sneak with this weapon. But that's not really saying much. It's a little disappointing, to be honest, how this weapon performs. Anyway, let's just clear out a few of these scorched. We'll probably end... Oh, I missed. End the video in this section as well. Because it'd be actually half decent to respawn here, because all the scorch means lots of ammo. And lots of ammo is what this character needs. What every character needs, unless you're playing a melee only. Which isn't this challenge run. Well, I think I'm going to end the episode there. Partly because we've just killed a bunch of scorched, and partly because I just dropped down onto this tiny thing, which, oh man, I can't even properly show it. Let's get the field of view fully out there. Yeah, we kind of just dropped down to here, and that is a long way down. Oh, yes. So maybe we don't worry too much about going any further today. Maybe we just end it there. Like I said a minute or two ago, let me know in the comments what you'd like to see in terms of leveling for this character, how you'd like me to go about it, because I'll be interested to know. You guys ultimately make the decision here on what you want to see. And then I make the decision on if I'm going to do what you want to see. It's a two-way relationship, okay? Anyway, that is it for this video. If you enjoyed, as always, leave a likes. Likes are good for YouTube videos. Who would have thunk it? And you're probably all subscribed. If you have not been getting notifications or been missing episodes, do click the little notification bell which is next to the subscribe button. That way you get a notification when I upload a video. Simple. Anyway, that is all for now. Thank you very much for watching. Sarge out.